nice to be here.
So, how's your body feeling today?
Well, I have a head cold. So that's one thing. That started this morning. Everything's about the same. My back is still pretty tensed up, and now, well, something different has occurred. I'm still tired, clearly. I've been noticing my hands are sore. I was doing the dishes the other night, and when you're scrubbing the pots, I couldn't really get a good grip on the bristle pad, and after I took my hands out, they were just really hurting a lot. And I don't know if that's from being in the water, but I do dishes every night, so I don't know why that would be. But it just feels like I can feel all the bones in my hands, and they're all creaky and cracky, and I just feel like I'm getting old. Faster and faster.
Well, I can see why you would be tired.
Yeah.
So, how did it go with getting Teddy to try to help out around the house a little bit?
Kind of like we expected.
You were still doing the dishes.
Yeah, well, it's very difficult to change the habits of a man that's, been used to one way for 40 years, and everything's not going to change in a week. Teddy, I went to the MD because the thought was, well, we need some pills to help manage this, and the pills, are fine, but they're not really. And I don't like to take pills, and that's kind of Teddy's way of doing things, and I just am not into that. So it's, I take them when I have to, but usually I don't, and I think Teddy just expects a quick fix, and everything's going to be back to normal. So, no, not great is the short answer to your question. Not much has changed.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did it go this week with Lillian and your granddaughter?
Lillian's just as stressed out as anybody. She's trying to find a job, and she's trying to find an apartment and, deal with all of that. So, when she gets home, she's just tired and exhausted, and, we don't really even talk that much, to be honest with you. The little one she's just great. She does help out some. She'll clear the plates after dinner, and she tries to make sure that her room's picked up and stuff, and she's great in that way. She's a really good kid.
It must be nice to have just that sweet energy, and that you get to spend some time with your granddaughter.
It is nice.
Sort of a blessing within all of the extra stress that comes from, having to take care of so many people in your family.
Yeah, of course. No, it's nice. It is. I wish I would have had a little bit of a longer break between Dad going into the home and, Lily moving in, but you do what you have to do. The little one came with me on my walk last week.
Oh, you were able to get on your walk that we discussed.
Yes, it was nice. We went on a walk together, and it was good because I wasn't feeling it. My back was really seized up that day, and I didn't really have any time to do it other than it was only for about 15 minutes, mind you.
It's good for your body to move around, even if it's a tiny little, 5-minute walk.
Right.
Would still be helpful.
Yeah. She came with me, and it was good because, when we were looking for stones, she was able to pick one out and kind of pick it up for me, and that was nice. So I didn't have to bend down or anything, and that was good.
What's your stone like? Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, she found this gray, just really smooth, pretty stone. It's almost like it was the smoothest one that we saw all day. It's just like almost like it had gotten worn down by the ocean or something, even though obviously we're not anywhere near the ocean. But she found
How
it.
big is your stone?
About, I'd say the size of a golf ball. It's about that big. It's really lovely. And she came home with me, and we put that on the altar together. And later that night, I was able to hold it a little bit again, just as my kind of evening ritual that I do. which was really great. And it's always good when I get to introduce her to some of the old customs, because she doesn't, and Lillian has not really embraced that part of our history, and it's good when I can pass it on to Becca. So
That must feel good to have that sort of ancestor, to sort of get to be the elder and have some continuity there.
it is good. It is good.
So what was the week like with having the stone on the altar? Were you able to, because I know you spend a lot of time taking care of the rest of the family, were you able to, as you sort of walked by, just notice the stone and remember to just take a moment for yourself?
Sure. I mean, I actually kept it in my purse for a bit. There was one day that I was doing a lot of running around, and I just kept it in my purse, and that was nice. That was nice. It felt like very fully charged by the end of the day when I put it back on the altar, poor thing, but it was good. It was good.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that, since the main thing, I know with chronic pain, it can just really start to eat at your whole being and just make you feel like it can take up a lot of space. So I was thinking one thing would be really helpful for us to do is to find I'm guessing that sitting on a couch like this might not be the most comfortable position for you.
Nothing's comfortable right now,
Right.
so it's fine.
Well, so I was thinking it would be, just as an exercise, if you could move around a little and see if you could find a comfortable position. It may be laying on your back on the couch. You could lay on the floor too, but that might be harder to get up from. The couch might be more
I think I
comfortable.
can do the floor, but I can try to lay down on the couch.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just leaning my chair over a little.
Those pain pills that they give you, the doctors give you, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Ugh. I know they say it's like has to build up in your system or something, but I can't imagine it building up more.
And it's not helping you sleep either.
No, nothing helps me sleep.
So what are you feeling in your body right now? What's the sort of the loudest feeling?
Maybe if I give you an extra $20, you'll just let me take a nap for the rest of the session. I'm just tired. I'm so
Feel free
tired.
to close your eyes and rest a little bit. We're just gonna sort of feel into your body, and I know it might be a little bit painful to feel into your body, but I think what I'm hearing from you is that it's painful even when you're not concentrating on it. It's a little hard to get away from. So if you could just take a few deep breaths and just send the breath down to whatever parts feel like they need a little more breath, if that's your hands or your back or your neck, anything. And just kind of in the stillness, feel into the part of your body that has some pain that might, I got this idea that maybe the pain might have something to share with you. That maybe we could try to contact it a little bit.
Right there, it's loud, all right.
Yeah. Is there, because my thought is that the pain might have something to share with you that can help you coexist with it. Because it might, since it's been a problem for so long, it might not be going away. And so my idea was, if you could just put your hands wherever the pain is, if it's on your back, which it sounds like it is for you often, you can just put your hands on your stomach, wherever that would be. Okay. And just really now press your back, press all the parts of your back as long as this is comfortable for you, if anything hurts, don't do it, and just let me know, we can stop, and we can just move to any position that's comfortable, but just really press your back, all the parts of it, contact the couch as much as you can. And then arch it a little bit, just enough to get a different sensation, not enough to start to stress out your back.
That hurts a little.
Yeah, okay, so just tiny little movements, and I just want you to go to both extremes so you can find where the spot is that you're gonna have the least pain. And then from that spot, if you could, from that spot, if you could just feel into that spot and see if there's anything any kind of sound or anything that comes up for you.
The spot that feels good, right? That feels the best.
Well,
The spot that's
what
the
I was
pain.
thinking was the spot that's the pain.
Oh.
My idea behind this is that I thought that spot might have something to share. I think it.
I feel like it's a
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. Like, what does it need? What kind of medicine can you give that spot? Obviously not the pain pills. But how can you be with it in a more harmonious way? It's not going to be a pleasant. So I know that you've talked about using different chants different times, and I'm thinking maybe there's a chant that's coming up from this really intense back pain that you have to live with all the time. Maybe there's something for when it's really hurting, just a syllable or...
My granddaughter actually last night was pounding on my back. She was singing a little song. She sang, pain, pain, go away. Don't come back some other way. It's over and over again on my back.
What would it feel like if you sang that song right now to this pain that you're feeling?
Pain, pain, go away. Pain, pain, go away. It's good to do that like in a big exhale. Pain, pain, go away. Pain, pain, go away.
Is there anything the pain wants to say in response to that?
I just need some rest.
Is that the pain talking? So if you feel comfortable doing it, what if you gave that pain just a sound, like a vibration? It could be the sigh sound that you made, or it could be any other kind of it could be a word, it could be a hum, it could be how does that feel in your body?
Feels like frustration. Like tenseness.
And then what would it feel like to sing the song directly to the pain again?
Pain, pain, go away.
What if you tried, because what I'd love to leave you with is another tool, since it sounds like the stone has been a good tool for you this past week, is a tool that you can use, when you're driving in the car for a couple hours and it's really exaggerating your pain, is just a mantra that you can use to talk to your pain, and it might be the sound of what the pain is wanting to get out of your system so that it can quiet itself down a little bit.
Right.
So, is there a mantra that you're already comfortable with? Like, it could just be as simple as Om,
Yeah.
or it could be like, Ha.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah?
Ha. I'm sorry, I can't breathe right now. It's also part of the problem.
Ha. Does it still feel good to be laying down?
I think I'd like to sit up if that's okay.
All right. Do you need any help?
No, I'm good. Oof. That's better.
So would you like to try that? If you can breathe okay, try that.
Yeah.
Maybe close your eyes and try that. Just do it 3 times. So since you've been spending a little time feeling into it, which I know might not be that pleasant,
Yeah.
I was thinking I'd like to leave you, we have about a few more minutes left in our session, and what I'd like to do is leave you with 2 things. First, this practice, so when you're driving up to see your father next week, you could just use that mantra to just basically get in touch with the pain. I know that the pain is with you all the time, which is really a drag. But to use it to just try to start a conversation with the pain and just see what happens. Nothing might happen.
Okay.
And then, but I also wanted to leave you with something tangible that you could put on your altar, because I know that spending time with your altar is something that really brings you some grounding.
Yeah.
So, if it feels good to you, I wanted to offer you to, I brought some markers and a card. I was thinking that you could make a symbol that would, coming from that place of what that, what the pain wants, kind of like the sound that it was making. And just come up with any kind of simple symbol that would be something you can put on your altar, and you can put it with the stone, or you can just actually give it its own space, and just see if anything transforms, if you're giving the pain a bit of a voice, giving it a place that it can go that's maybe not quite so aggressive to your body. do you feel about that?
Good. It's kind of like a spring just bouncing up and down. That's the pain, like bouncing on the spring. Just like releasing. It needs to be released.
Does your body feel any different now than it did when you came in?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're just about out of time. So I look forward to hearing both how it goes for you when you are driving to give that pain a voice and just hear if it's got any wisdom to share, and also to hear if giving the pain a place on your altar shifts anything for you in the next week.
Yeah, right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, take care.